map, 60 acres of whatever. Today we're going to be doing some maintenance on this old Kubota tractor. It's a L245DT. It's a 1981 Kubota. Today we're going to be changing engine oil filter, fuel filter, and we're going to be changing the transmission fluid. On the left side in the gray bottle here, we got some 10W30 synthetic blend heavy-duty diesel engine oil, and in the 5-gallon tote we have a heavy-duty tractor hydraulic and transmission fluid. We're going to need quite a bit of that, so we have 7 gallons in total. We don't need that much, but it's always good to have some extra just in case. Off to the left here we have our fuel filter, and then the next smallest one is our oil filter, and then we got some jack stands and a jack. I've never done any maintenance on this tractor in particular, so it's going to be a learning process for me. If you follow my steps, take those with a grain of salt and do your own research. Like I mentioned before, my particular tractor is a 1981 L245DT Kubota tractor. I'm not sure the engine. I think the engine model is a DH1101-A. On the left side of the engine, below the exhaust, or the muffler, is the dipstick here. So we'll pull this out, and we'll see that we've got oil in our hash marks. It's dark oil, but that's because it's diesel. So here's our high, and down here's our low. That's what the back looks like. So it's got plenty of oil. I haven't changed it in about 2 years, but I haven't been running it hard either. I'm not sure what the numbers are. Those might be a part number, unknown. So in my particular model, from the underneath, this being the left side, this being the right side, and up here being the front of the tractor, I've got 2 bolts, one here and one there. I do not know which one is the oil drain. I'm assuming it is this one, but I could be absolutely wrong, and it could be this one. So I have to do some more research and figure out which one it is. It could possibly be both. I have to find out which bolt I want to loosen. They both say drain, or they both say, not drain, they both say plug on the parts document, like the one that you order parts from. I don't know if one is the coolant drain or if one is the oil drain. So I think I'm just gonna break one loose and see what starts to leak out of it. If it looks like oil, I'm gonna let it all out, crack the other one, see if oil comes out of it. If oil comes out of it, then I will drain that one as well, and then we'll move on to the oil filter, and we'll change that out as well. All right. Got it loose now. Time trying to see what drains. Hopefully it's oil. It's looking promising. I would say that's oil. Alright. So pull that guy out the rest of the way. We'll let it drain. So here's the nut. You can see the copper washer that's still around it. I don't know if I'm able to free that or if it's just permanently stuck on there now with grime and soot. But it's just about done leaking, and I think this one is the same exact as this one. It's just the engine case has a groove in it like this, where there's a pipe running through it, through here, and down here on this side, and this side is just where the oil pools on either side of the engine oil oil pan. I'm going to go ahead and try to break free this other nut here and see what comes of it. Clearly a 19 is too big. They are different sizes. But a 17 is too small. I need an 18. Good thing I've got my trusty monkey wrench here. All right. Please be oil. All right. More oil. Good stuff. The person who owned this tractor before me, we bought it from a gentleman up north in Alaska. He has a tractor repair, remodel business. We bought it from him, and the date that he wrote on the oil filter, I don't know if you guys can read this, but it says 9/25/2015, and it is currently 2018. So the oil hasn't been changed in about 2 years and 8 months or so. We haven't run this thing continuously. We haven't run it hard. I don't even think we put over 100 hours on it in the last 3 years that we've owned it, and we've only used it for light duty, moving sand, clearing some snow and some brush and stuff like that. So there's nothing crazy that we've done to it. But now that our oil is done leaking, I'll put the plugs down in the bottom and then we'll pull the sucker off. So now I've got my 5-gallon bucket, my oil catch pan, down below my oil filter here, and we'll see if we can get this thing off by hand. Hopefully. I don't want to put up too much of a fight. Alright, got a new old sock. I'll clean this up real good, see if I can't pull it off by hand. Covered gloves aren't letting me really grab hold of it. goodness. Oh, jeez. And I don't have a oil filter wrench either. I knew I should have grabbed one. There we go. It's coming. Oh, yeah, there we go. Woo, that sucker was on there. Alright. I can move you guys back in close to the action now. There we go. Go ahead and let this puppy drain. Don't mind that zip tie. That was just there to hold a hydraulic hose in place. And then I cut it and moved the hose to a better location. So they say that there's an average of 3 gallons of oil that stays in your oil filter after you've removed it. So make sure to leave it upside down in an approved oil catch device until it is fully drained. It'll take about 14 years or so for the oil to fully drain. Once it's drained, you are free to dispose of it in your local waste municipality. So now that we've got our oil filter off, we want to make sure we have our oil filter rubber gasket off as well, which it's on here. If I can pull it off. There we go. We want to make sure that this oil filter comes off with your rubber gasket here. Your new oil filter will have a rubber gasket, but sometimes the heat will make it stick to this housing here, and then you'll have 2 oil filters and your oil will just spray out of there because it's not a proper seal. So I'm going to turn this one upside down and go place it in my approved oil catch device. Alrighty, here's my new oil filter. Got this sucker from Napa. Saved me about $10 buying it from Napa instead of the Kubota dealer themselves. Same model, everything, just got a Napa sticker. So we want to dip our finger into our old used oil here, and we want to lube up our O-ring to give it a good start on sealing up properly. And then go ahead and thread her back on. Be careful not to cross thread it. If you feel any resistance at all, stop and then back off, because you're cross threading it and you're gonna have to replace that whole unit here, and I don't know how much that costs, but you don't want to do that. So again, only hand tighten. If you have one of those oil wrenches, do not use that to tighten it down. It should only go on as tight as you can get it on using your 2 hands. Any tighter than that and you're too tight, and you won't be able to get it off by hand next time. So my O-ring, it doesn't have any cracks, any cuts, breaks, kinks in it, so it's still in good serviceable condition. My cap, a little dirty on the top, but no big deal. Got the O-ring back on my oil fill cap. So I called my Kubota dealer, and they said about 6.4 or 6.4 quarts, and it looks like my tractor sticker says about 6.4 quarts. So we'll do 6 quarts, see where it's at. If it needs more, I'll add some more. about 5 quarts now. We're currently at 6 quarts of oil. So I will check the dipstick here, see what the dipstick shows. We have oil on it, and it looks like it's up to the fill line here. And then the clutch. Alright, so ran for about a minute or so. That ought to be enough to get the oil cycling through all of the proper channels. So I'll go ahead and check the oil dipstick real fast and see where we're at here on the oil. So as you can see, before last time, we were all the way up here. So we're still, here's the low, and then here's the high. We're a little low. We're right at 6 quarts, so that 6.4 should get us up there. So I'm going to add a touch more and see where we're at. Check the oil level real quick. See what it's telling us. Should say that it's all the way to the top of the fill line. Which, as you can see, maybe, if the light's good. There you go. It's all the way to our fill line right here. So, 6.4 quarts, about, exact science, is what this engine needs. Alright, so that's changing the oil in your L245DT Kubota tractor. Pretty simple, pretty easy. If you like these videos, subscribe to my channel. There'll be more coming out. The next video to come out is going to be changing the fluid in my transfer case here. I'm pretty sure it's bone dry. So, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in a while.